What's going on, guys? Matt with MotoWorks here. Sorry for the delay. It's been a little bit. Things are really hectic right here at my personal job. I haven't been able to get a video together. This video here, I'm going to try and keep short and sweet because it's at the end of the day. It's typically when I make these videos at the end of the day after I punch out. Then I can make a video. But it's been hectic these last 2 or 3 weeks. So it's why it's been a little bit of a delay in the videos. Plus, I've been putting notes together for you guys in terms of the questions you had. And thank you for all of you who did submit a question. I'm going to try and go through them. Now, I broke it down into categories, BMW related, aftermarket, and then maintenance related items. First and foremost, I do have a lot of videos that I will be making, so keep an eye out for those. And I'm going to tell you now which ones those are going to be. They're going to be a lot of maintenance related items, so things like braking systems, how to change pads. I'm going to talk about the braking system and how you could flush the fluids out of your system, brake fluid that is. I'm also going to do videos on chain maintenance. I do have videos on that, but if somebody wants to see how to adjust a chain on a G310, I'm not opposed to doing that video, so just let me know in the comments if you want to see it on the G310. Things that I will not do, and it's mainly because I don't own the G310s that I'm working on. I won't do aftermarket installs, so exhaust installs, cutting up an exhaust system. I won't do a cut up exhaust and remove baffle video. There's a few other reasons why I won't do that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I won't be able to do any type of aftermarket headlight install on the G310. That is a video I could potentially do on another bike. Which brings us to the next topic. There are things I can do that you guys had questions on other motorcycles, motorcycles I personally own. So showing you how to wire up a relay that works off of a switch, showing you how to properly diagnose wiring related issues. I can make videos, and I will make videos on that stuff, so give me time, guys. Just be a little patient, but I will have videos for that type of stuff coming out. And just any type of general maintenance stuff that I haven't done yet. Lubing cables, when to lube cables, how to lube cables. I'll have videos on that. Levers, I will show you how to remove and reinstall the levers. I will not be installing aftermarket levers on the G310, but I will certainly show you how to remove and replace a lever because they do get broken. So those are the kind of videos I will have coming out. Now, in terms of aftermarket related things, there were a few people that asked about performance modifications and what are good performance modifications to do this motorcycle, and are there any gains to be benefited from performance modifications. And first off, let me start off by saying it's a 310cc motorcycle, so although you will get a performance gain from installing an exhaust system or modifying your air filter to an aftermarket higher flowing air filter, they're not going to be tremendous to the point where you're going to notice this huge difference in the motorcycle. It is what it is kind of thing. It's going to go as fast as it's going to go, and no amount of aftermarket exhaust, different air filter is going to make it that much faster, if that makes sense. So it'll make it sound better, yes, definitely. It'll make it slightly better performing, especially at highway cruising speeds, because a lot of times you'll get rid of the emissions standard that they put in there, especially if you tune it, take it to a dyno and get it tuned, so it will smooth out the power delivery. But as far as gains go, guys, the bike is what it is. It's 310 cc's, so it's only going to be as fast as a 310cc motorcycle will be. I mean, you can lose weight, and that'll make it a little bit quicker, but it's only going to go as fast as it's going to go. That being said, In terms of exhaust, put an exhaust on the bike. Don't cut up the baffles. It's a personal pet peeve of mine. Number one, it doesn't really give you a performance gain, and I'm going to try and prove that in an upcoming video where I have an exhaust with the baffles removed versus a stock exhaust. I don't know if it's actually going to be difference in performance, but from what I've seen, I think the stock exhaust is going to give you just as good a performance, if not better, than if you gut out your muffler. To me, it doesn't sound good when you take a baffle out of the exhaust system. Find a cheaper exhaust and put that on. That will sound heads and tails better than if you gut out an exhaust system. They just sound hollow, and personally I don't like it, so I'm not going to do a video on something that I don't personally agree with or like. I'm sorry if that's something you wanted to do, but I'm not going to show because it's not something I would personally do, and I don't encourage that you do it on your motorcycle as well. RPM signal for the tach for an aftermarket tachometer. I will try to get a video together explaining where that output signal would be best achieved. So I will have a video on that. It's just be a simple video showing you exactly where to get the signal from. Now, people wanted to know about vibrations on the motorcycle. Now, it is a smaller bike, so you do have to keep it revved up higher. And a lot of times when you have the RPMs in a higher range, it does tend to put vibration through the motorcycle. These are solidly mounted engines, so you are going to get some vibration. One of the things that I found helps are heavier bar end weights. So if you get bar end weights that are slightly heavier than the stock ones, a lot of times that can reduce the vibrations, at least in the handlebars, where most of that vibration is going to be felt. So I will try and find an aftermarket company that sells them, but that is one way you can reduce the vibrations in your handlebars. So the next thing we'll talk about are sliders, and I think you mean, they said sliders and if it was good for the engine or motor. And I believe you mean if it, in the event of it falling down, will it damage the engine, is what I believe that was implying. So I will say if you get an aluminum slider, then that does have the potential of damaging where it mounts in the engine, because a lot of times that aluminum, depending on how it's made, is going to be a lot stronger than the part you're putting it in. Plus it's attached to a steel bolt typically, and a lot of times that aluminum will just bend and pull that bolt with it, and that could potentially break engine parts. What I recommend doing is, if you do get sliders, get something that is a hardened plastic or composite that's going to actually break off or potentially just grind down to nothing. That's going to be a better alternative for you, and because of those reasons, usually there's only one bolt that mounts to the engine, so there's a lot of stress on that one bolt if it is a metal slider. I recommend getting the plastic ones because they're going to stay a lot cooler. Those metal ones also tend to draw heat from the engine, and if you touch it, or if you have little ones around your bike after it's running, those can stay hot for a lot longer than a plastic one will. But I would say if you are going to get them, they are a good option. They are going to protect your bike to some effect, but get the plastic ones. All right, now that's about it for the aftermarket stuff that I saw you guys had questions on. If I missed something, just let me know in the comments. I kind of wrote it down, but if something popped up after I made this video, I can touch on it in a video that I do in the future. So if I didn't get to it, I will. So don't hold me to it to the T. The next thing is BMW related issues. A lot of people had BMW questions. Now, I service a fleet of these bikes, so I will have 30 bikes in the fleet that I service. I won't know a lot of those BMW related issues until about the end of this riding season, so about I would say November I'll do an update on the G310 and items we ran into more commonly throughout the season, instead of just trying to come up with the little things that we may or may not have run into now or that you guys have problems with. So things like running temperature, stalling issues, battery issues, charging issues, I will have a full review at the end of the riding season to give you guys the best answer I can when it comes to BMW specific stuff. So keep getting those questions in, and I will check for those things in our fleet of motorcycles. Alright, now we move on to maintenance. And maintenance, it was somebody wanted to know how often they should change their tires, as well as how often they should change their oil. The best answer I can give you for tires is wait for an upcoming video I have, but a general rule of thumb is always check for dry rot, how far your tire is worn. There are tire wear indicator or tread wear indicators on the tires of the motorcycle, as well as an age when the tire was made. And I'm going to have a video that goes over those things specifically, especially for some of you who may be new riders. I'm gonna spend some time and actually explain tires and what to look for, what's a good tire and what's a potentially bad tire. Alright, now oil changes. BMW made this really simple for you guys. It's in the owner's manual. If you don't have an owner's manual for your bike, I highly recommend getting one because it goes over when you should be changing the oil. And if you follow that, that's what BMW recommends. So stick to what they recommend. There's a reason they recommended it, because that's what they found through doing the research works the best. Alright. And that's all I got, guys, now, as far as my notes are concerned. I hope I answered all your questions. Again, if I didn't, I do apologize, but please drop a comment below if I didn't quite answer your question like you wanted, or if you want me to do a video a certain way, I can, to hopefully explain it better to you guys out there. Again, I put this channel on for you guys, so it's you guys give me the questions, and I'll make a video, or I'll try and give you a good explanation to your question. That's all for this video, guys. Again, I'm Matt. This is Motoworks. We'll see you in the next video. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Thanks for checking it out, guys.